Renegade Immortal, Chapter 616, Celestial Emperor Qing Lin. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. During these past 10 years, Wang Lin had questioned Yao Xixue many times inside the tower. Yao Xixue's hatred for Wang Lin had already been buried deep in her heart. At the same time, she was completely terrified of Wang Lin's methods. Wang Lin had managed to open a hole in her mind, and that hole was opened when she told Wang Lin how to use the blood soul pill. Once this opening appeared, Yao Xixue almost collapsed under Wang Lin's methods. Although she hadn't told him everything, she had more or less spilled some secrets. You said that the cave was left by a celestial emperor, and there are a total of 4 caves. How did you find out about all of this? Yao Xixue bit her lower lip. She was still not willing to answer this question. Wang Lin's eyes faintly lit up, and he slowly said, "You have already been in my hands for more than 20 years. Could it be that you don't want your freedom? If you tell me everything, I promise to release you after I leave the demon spirit land." His voice contained some devilish energy. This was a small spell he learned from the scattered devil after spending 10 years engraving his imprint on it. Yao Xixue softly sighed and whispered, "I can tell you everything, but you must swear on your Tao heart that you will let me go once you leave the demon spirit land." "You don't have the qualifications to demand conditions from me. I'll naturally do what I promise. Speak. You have one chance. If you don't speak, I'll seal you forever." Wang Lin's voice was calm, but it gave off a cold intent. Yao Xixue played with her hair as she looked at Wang Lin. After a long time, she whispered, "My father warned me to not fight against you. I was very puzzled and didn't know why my father would know you. Back then, you were merely a little cultivator, even if you were the All-Seer's disciple. With my understanding of my father, your status, your cultivation, everything about you was not worthy of my father's attention. That is why I didn't listen to him. Now I somewhat understand why father talked about you." Wang Lin's expression was calm, and he coldly looked at her. Yao Xixue let out a sigh and said, "It was my father who told me that there are a total of 4 caves here. Back then, when Father, Ling Ten Hao, the All-Seer and company came to the demon spirit land, they found a secret." Wang Lin's eyes narrowed, and he calmly asked, "What secret?" "This demon spirit land is in fact a cave. I believe you have also guessed this already. I can tell you that this demon spirit land is a cave, and that this cave is very big. It is big beyond imagination. But there isn't just one. There are a total of 5 caves, 4 fakes and 1 real." Wang Lin's expression was still the same, as he slowly said, "I presume the one you took me to was a fake cave." Yao Xixue bitterly nodded and said, "Yes, that was indeed a fake cave." Wang Lin asked, "What was your purpose for going there?" "My father once said that the fake cave contains a lot of treasures, spirit liquid, and other things. If I could obtain them, they would help my cultivation greatly." Yao Xixue's voice was soft, but before she could finish speaking, she saw Wang Lin's sneer on his face. Wang Lin calmly looked at Yao Xixue. He didn't speak, but his eyes made her heart tremble. After a long time, she bitterly said, "Everything I've said is true. You don't need to use it as an excuse to not free me in the future." Wang Lin's tone was grim, and he said, "A good way of telling the truth. What you said perhaps is indeed what you believe in your heart, but that is not what I asked. What relation do the 4 fake caves have to the real one?" Yao Xixue pondered once more, then she let out a sigh and said, "Forget it. In truth, those 4 fake caves are in fact the gates to the real cave." Wang Lin's eyes narrowed, and "the secret your father and them found can't be this simple." "I only know that father guessed that there are opportunities to help one step into the 3rd step inside that cave. because that cave belonged to the #1 Celestial Emperor Qing Lin before the Celestial Realm collapsed. Celestial Emperor Qing Lin was the strongest person in the Celestial Realm. Rumor has it that when the Celestial Realm collapsed, Celestial Emperor Qing Lin didn't die. After he fought, he escaped with injuries. The secret my father and them found was that the aura of Qing Lin is in closed-door cultivation in the final cave. I don't know how they found out about it, so there is no need to ask me about it. After she finished speaking, she looked at Wang Lin. When she first heard of this, her shock was almost unimaginable. Even recalling the matter now causes her heart to tremble endlessly. With Wang Lin's mental strength, she wanted to see what kind of expression he would have when he heard this explosive piece of news. Unfortunately, all she saw was the same unchanging expression. Wang Lin's expression didn't change in the slightest, but his pupils shrank an unnoticeable amount. These words started a storm inside Wang Lin's heart. He believed 70% of what Yao Xixue said, not because of how beautifully she said it all, but because she said the two words Qing Lin. Wang Lin could never forget what he saw when he first went into the cave with Yao Xixue. He had stacked the life scenes together to hear the voice coming from the void. I am Qing Lin. What kind of cave is this? It has ancient demons and a scattered devil. The ancient demon was split into 9 parts by someone and thus can't find back together. I don't know much about the scattered devils, but from what it said, it was a devil under an ancient devil. Could this demon spirit land also have an ancient devil? The more information Wang Lin came upon, the more he felt like there was a layer of fog before him that he couldn't rip open. He quietly looked at Yao Xixue and said, "How were the 4 fake caves distributed between them back then?" The All-Seer and Ling Ten Hao each took a cave. The other cave was taken by the Cloud Seal couple. Back then, my father's cultivation level wasn't high enough to fight with the 4 of them for the fake caves. However, his luck was good, so he was able to find the existence of this cave. In fact, besides my father, everyone else still thinks this place has 3 fakes and 1 real. Cloud Seal couple? This was the first time Wang Lin had heard this name. The Cloud Seal couple was famous tens of thousands of years ago. They didn't leave this place like everyone else, but decided to cultivate inside their fake cave. So apart from very few people, not many people know of this cultivating couple. I only heard of this from my father. When she heard about this, she revealed a trace of envy and melancholy. When she heard about this couple, it was when she was going through her spring, and even now there is still that sliver of a dream deep inside her heart. Thinking about it now, she couldn't help but feel melancholy. Wang Lin pondered a bit, then his eyes suddenly lit up and stared at Yao Xixue and said, "Your father, the Blood Absolute, should be coming soon." After he said that, Yao Xixue's heart trembled violently, but her face revealed a surprised expression, and she said, "I have no idea what you mean." Her expression was extremely natural and didn't reveal any hints. During these tens of thousands of years, the demon spirit land has been opened countless times. I have no idea how many times you have come here, but with the Blood Absolute's ability, it shouldn't be hard to extend your life. With that in mind, this just happens to be the time you must enter the cave, even with the risk of an outsider finding out about it. If there wasn't some secret behind it, I'm afraid you wouldn't be this anxious. I'm afraid that in these tens of thousands of years, your father, the Blood Ancestor, still couldn't come in due to certain reasons. That is why you came. You were very anxious to obtain the right to enter the cave. I believe you were preparing for your father's arrival." Wang Lin's voice was very calm and deep as he slowly said everything. Yao Xixue looked at Wang Lin for a very long time. Then she smiled and nodded. "You're very smart. That is right. My father will be here very soon. In fact, not only my father, I'm afraid your teacher, the All-Seer, the Daylu sword sect's Ling Tian Hao, and various old monsters of planet Tianyun will all be coming here soon." Wang Lin's eyes closed, leaving only a sliver of space open as he slowly said, "Is this because of that golden token that appeared during the tide?" Yao Xixue's gaze toward Wang Lin revealed a glimmer of shock. It wasn't until now that she truly understood how terrifying Wang Lin was. This person is simply too cunning. Although his questions seem simple, as soon as I answer, I have already fallen into his calculations. Step by step, I unknowingly allowed this person to gain control of a lot of information. As a result, if I were to lie, he would immediately be able to detect it due to all the information he has. This person is too terrifying. Yao Xixue didn't know that thanks to Wang Lin's cultivation of restrictions, the deducting happening inside his mind was 10 times, 100 times more complex. His conversation with Yao Xixue really couldn't be considered much. Wang Lin wasn't afraid of Yao Xixue speaking. As long as she spoke, he had ways of extracting information from her. What he was afraid of was Yao Xixue not speaking, like before. Yao Xixue lowered her head. She subconsciously avoided Wang Lin's eyes and said, "That token is known as Qing Lin's Celestial Token. It is the key to open the door in the fake cave toward the real cave. One can only enter once they have the key. However, opening the door to the real cave requires all 4 tokens to open all 4 fake caves at the same time. Not a single one can be missing." Wang Lin asked, "According to you, the All-Seer and them still believe that 3 tokens is all they need to open the door, but only your father, the Blood Ancestor, knows that 3 tokens isn't enough to open up the door to the real cave. Is that the case?" Yao Xixue pondered a bit and nodded. "The Blood Ancestor sure is cunning. As long as he holds the fake cave, even if he doesn't have a token, he still holds the initiative. As long as he manages it properly, once that 4th token appears, he will naturally have the qualifications to go inside the real cave." Wang Lin pondered a bit before his eyes lit up and he asked, "Where would that token appear after being sucked into this place?" Yao Xixue hesitated a bit and said, "The tidal abyss. Its entrance is inside the Fire Moben country." Wang Lin no longer asked questions. His right hand reached out and Yao Xixue was sealed once more. After putting her back inside the bag of holding, he was the only one left inside the tower. His eyes gave off a demonic glow as he muttered to himself, "It turns out that this demon spirit land contained this kind of secret. My cultivation level is far too low compared to these old masters. However, why was the All-Seer so determined on me coming to this demon spirit land?"